Hello everybody and welcome back to joDee Jean's Kitchen. I want to thank everybody for all of your shares, your likes, people stopping me in the grocery store asking me questions. It really means a lot. And also when I asked people on Facebook what recipes they would like to see me cook, I have some coming up from Janet Gray. I have a couple else coming up from people who I work with. You know that most of us at the restaurant are on keto, and we are also cooking for the rest of our family. So I just want to thank everybody. It really means a lot to me, and I didn't want to wait till the end to do it in case people didn't watch the whole episode, because I am very, very grateful. So today we are going to do some really good things, and for those of you who really like macaroni and cheese, today's your day. We're going to do a flattened out chicken breast stuffed with cheese, rolled in a mixture, which we are going to make right now. But the first thing is, when I went to the liquor store the other day, I found a new flavor for all of us to try. It is a Kettle One cucumber and mint vodka. Because, you know, we're all getting off work right now, and we need to have one little toddy. Not every day, but at least some days. So we're going to put that in there. Yeah, we'll just go put it all in there. It's only one shot. And I like to mix it with Fresca. You know, do Sprite, ginger ale, water, however you want to do it. But I am just dying to see how this is going to taste. I'm hoping that it's going to resemble a mojito. Not sure how the cucumbers are going to go in with it, but we're going to give it our sample right now. It's really good. It has just a hint of cucumber, but I think it needs a little, just a little bit dab of lime to kind of set it off before we get into making our mixture for our chicken. I know a lot of y'all have asked me for the exact recipes for some of the drinks that we make at the restaurant. Hit me up on Facebook, joDee Jean's, and I will give you the exact amounts if you are interested. That definitely that's delicious. All right, so we are going to make the breading that's going to go on top of the chicken. And I'm going to use almond flour. You may use breadcrumbs. I actually like almond flour better than breadcrumbs because the almonds really give it a nice buttery taste. And as you can tell, I am whipping out these measurements to the exact amount. And also the shopping for this. A couple people had made some remarks that, you know, you make it look so easy. You have your recipes are all written out. So this week I went to the store last night, and I basically got some proteins, got my staples in the kitchen, which involve broccoli, cauliflower, onions, cucumbers, salad, all kinds of stuff to make avocados. And then I always have frozen shrimp, chicken thighs, chicken tenders, steak, what have you. Any kind of protein. I usually try to have one of each. So back to this. This is the barbecue rub. It's very good. It's low carb. It has very few sugars, and it is, I don't think it's gluten-free, but it doesn't have hardly anything in it other than brown sugar, paprika, spices. That's about it. So I'm going to use a little bit of this, and this is going to go on top of the chicken. This is also a new spice. It's called Everglade seasoning, and it has just a different flavor than you're used to. It's got a lot of herbs in it, and they're ground up really fine. It does have a little salt, so that's two things that have salt in it, so we need to be careful of that. The next two things that we're going to put on there are Italian seasoning. And don't forget, it doesn't have to be perfect, and if you like one of the seasonings more than the other one, add more of it. Just be careful of the salt. And this is tarragon, because tarragon always goes well with chicken. Now take your little mixer, mix all this up really good. because we're gonna make like chicken logs, just depending on how the chicken beats out. And I'm going to show you how to do all of that. If the chicken doesn't beat out into logs, we could always roll it over and put toothpicks in it. It just depends on how tough the chicken is. All right, so we're going to go over here and start working on the chicken and make sure, I'm going to get the, watch out, buddy, get the mascot to move over a little bit. All right, so I'm going to use gloves. You don't have to use gloves. I always use gloves. Chicken is the one thing that can get to you and get you. So at the restaurant, we have separate areas. This is basically, I have this, it's rounded, so the chicken juice doesn't go everywhere, and then I have something underneath it. I always use Clorox cleanup wipes, not just the towel out of the sink or the sponge. So we're going to start with, oops, I forgot the mallet. We're going to start with one chicken breast. And I got the big ones because you're going to have to cut it open. There it is. Because you're going to have to cut it open and beat it out. So get any of the fat off of it that is on there. And as you can tell, this is a pretty nice one. We're going to cut this off. I don't know if you can see this. This is got a nice big fat thing on there, and I just don't like it. All right, when you're opening the chicken breast, take it like this, and then the outside that is straight and not all chewed up, we are going to fillet it down in half. So you need to get down where you can see it and see how it's basically even. This is very important. So try to get down to where the chicken, where you can see how you're cutting it in half. And you can feel the knife under it. You don't want to go all the way through, but like see how I'm feeling this right here, where it is? And then I'm going to cut it to where I can butterfly it open. And don't worry, see how this needs to be a little bit thinner. We're going to cut this like this, almost to where you have it to where it's even. Then we are going to get out our saran wrap, which I should have had already done. I'm going to take this off. Yes. So I don't get that all over there. So you're going to use two pieces. One is going to go on top of the chicken. And then we're going to pull out another one, put it below the chicken. And it's a little tricky. So I'm going to use this to move this over. So I'm not touching it. Take this right here. And then see what we're doing is we're putting it in between the two pieces of wrap. And I have found that if you use two pieces of wrap instead of one piece of wrap, that when you beat it out, it's a slicker surface other than the cutting board. So you can get it thinner and a more even thickness. That is very important in getting the chicken right. So we're going to beat this, starting with where the thick part is. And we are shaking it up a little. If you need to use the mallet side, go ahead and do that. And that's not, I'm going to transfer this over. That's got a little bit too much give in it. There we go. Get it out. You want it to be about a ½ inch thick. See how easy that's moving in between the saran wrap? You got to give it, I mean, you can tell when you beat it too much. Now take your saran wrap and lift it up, fold it over, and see if all of it's even. This is going to help with making sure that you have 165 internal temperature, because we're dealing with chicken, not just the outside. Everything's going to have to be evenly cooked, and you don't want it to dry out. All right, so we're about a ½ inch thick. And we're going to take the saran wrap off, Put it down on the board. Then we're going to go over here and get our cheese and our seasoning. Our cheese is right over here. Okay, now you don't want to just season the outside of anything. So what we're going to do is, now see that hole right there? I don't know if you can see it. So we're going to start rolling from this side. So the hole will be covered and the stuff will stay in the center. So we're going to give a little bit of seasoning on the inside. Not crazy, but just enough. Fold that back down. And then we're going to take our cheese. And remember, anything that you touch with chicken hands, make sure it goes in the same place. Get your cheese all lined up. And it's going to need to be a little bit thick because it's going to melt, probably run out some, so you want to try to keep it in there. Now I'm going to use Swiss and pepper jack. So I'm going to start with the Swiss. And the pepper jack, because both of those are my favorite. And I'm going to use that pepper jack to try to bore up that hole a little bit. See, just kind of wing it. All right, now the folding. We're going to fold it. We're going to start here. I'm going to move this back and try to roll it to where it's even and a nice roll. So we're going to take this chicken and get it. There's the holes we're going to try to patch up. Get it over here like this. And then the top part, the most consistent part that is closed, chicken log. All right. Now we're going to season it like this. Put some extra seasoning on your board like that and get it on top of there. Roll it around. Make sure it's all nice and seasoned. Like that. Get the ends. There you go. All right, so now we're going to line our pan with foil. Take those off. Go. Get our tongs. Get our chicken log over here. That. Maybe sprinkle just a little bit more on top. We're going to take some olive oil spray and spray the top of this just so it adheres and gets cohesive. Like that. And then we are going to put this in a 350-degree oven for approximately 20 minutes. We're going to check the internal temperature. Remember, it has to be 165. And then when we get back, we're going to start on the sides for everything and put this dish together. So we'll see you in just a few. Thank you so much.
Everyone's doing it. Follow your neighborhood network on social media. See news live as it happens. See more local content. Your neighborhood network proudly serving Martinsville and Henry County.
Are you looking for great food and entertainment? Ippy's Restaurant is the place to be. We have been serving local communities since 1919. With made-from-scratch entrees and specialty dishes like our famous Oyster Rockefeller, smoked prime rib, and hand-carved filet mignon, we have a great selection of menu items that are all made to order for your everyday dining or special occasions. We also offer private rooms, catering services, and have a wonderful assortment of local bands that play in the lounge. Ippy's Restaurant and Lounge, 1760 North Main Street, Rocky Mount.
joDee's Kitchen is brought to you in part by the Harvester Performance Center. World-class entertainment year-round. Harvester Performance Center, downtown Rocky Mount. Visit harvester-music.com.
Everything we have is right here in town. If we don't have it at this location, we have several other stores that we are definitely in communication with, of which, myself or anyone would be happy to drive no matter the distance to get what exactly you're looking for, whether it be a color or a case or a foam. Well, the great thing about us is we're current members of the Chamber of Commerce. A lot of our employees are local. We've been here, we're from here, been here 7 years and established a great relationship with the community. So we look forward to serving the community and actually being an impact in the community. People come over every day. They want to stop in to Kroger and pick up a few things, or right next door to our One Main Financial location, or even Suntan City, people who come over for their everyday needs. So it's definitely a high volume, just for convenience alone. You pop over to Kroger and get gas, or you're going to stop by, your local restaurant down the street and get a bite to eat. We're right there within arm's reach of it all.
Welcome back, everybody, and once again, thank you to the sponsors for sponsoring the show. And we're going to put together the rest of this meal that we kind of did off the hip at the grocery store. Remember, get your main proteins, and then go from there. So we're going to finish up the macaroni and cheese, and I'm using a new one. It's a Velveeta queso style, and we're going to see. This looks yummy because I like that kind of cheese. And no fear, that's just the pan in the oven expanding. This looks good. I haven't tried this one before. Give it a good mix. And it doesn't call for butter. You can put some butter in here now. I'm going to put a touch in there because it always makes it better. Just a little pat. Little pat will do you. All right, then we are going to whip up a salad with vinaigrette that we're going to make right now. So let this sit there, get all incorporated. That looks good. All right, so we're going to start with some balsamic vinegar. And then we're going to put just a little bit of red wine vinegar. And mind you, you can do as little or as much of any of this that you want. There you go. Some olive oil. Whoops, brand new olive oil. Now it's usually like 2 to 1 on the vinegar to olive oil. But like I said, you can do whatever you want. I give that a little whip. And I'm going to add just a little bit of mustard. Spicy brown, oops. Just about 2 tablespoons. Give that a little, get it all incorporated together. Just like that. Now, when you're using this fluffy lettuce that I prefer, because it has more vitamins and minerals, and here comes the mascot coming to say hello. I like to put my vegetables in here. So we're going to start cutting up tomatoes and just plopping them in here. And then we're going to take the lettuce and, I'll show you. We're going to scoop it into the plate, and then we're going to use this as like a topping. But it's going to be all incorporated in here and delicious. So just cut these in half. Get you some, I like sugar snaps. They're actually some of my favorite in a salad because, you can put croutons on here, but I don't normally. And this gives it a nice crunch. Usually I have some radishes, but they were out. And then we're going to do the avocado. And I'm going to put the avocado in there too. It might get just a little bit mushy, but it'll be okay. And we're going to cut it down like this. Last time I did this fast, and I just remember that people asked me how I got it into squares. You don't cut through the back, you just cut through the front. And then I'm going to go across like this in little squares, just like this. And then there's a bad part right there, so we're going to take that, get that out of there. And then take a spoon and go along the back of the peel. You won't cut the peel, just like that. And then it all falls in the bowl, and then it's all gone. So I'll start stirring that up. And I know that looks a little thick, but like I said, this is going to be like a topping for the salad. And then take your cucumber. So I like my cucumbers in quarters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and cut it. Actually, we're going to do sixes. And cut it like this. This is all little tricks to be faster. And then we're going to chop it up just like perfect little cubes. Throw that all in there. Get our onion. You can use purple, Vidalia. You can even use green onions, which I like those too. Peel this off of here. Can everybody see what I'm doing here? Go this way. Okay. And then we're going to go this way in little slices. And then back this way. I'm not quite sure why I'm using my tomato knife for everything, but as you can see, it's working. Don't like those. All right. So I've stirred this up. And now the good thing about this is we are going to taste this to see if it needs pepper or garlic or anything. And if you really want to do something special other than throw things out, you could use this same mixture and add more avocados and do like a summer salad, maybe some pasta, you know, anything like that. I'm just going to eat out of the bowl because it's only us eating. Need salt and pepper. Go. Get pepper. And then some salt. There you go. Give it a stir. Now we're going to let that sit there and just marinate just for a few minutes. We're going to go over here and check our chicken roll, see what the temperature is, and get it out of the oven. Oh, it smells delicious. Not sure why these pans always bend, but that's pretty normal. Get my tongs. Okay, so as you can tell, like I said, the cheese is going to come out, but we're going to use that and top it on top of here. Wait, let me check this real fast, just to make sure. 165 internal, and we are at 180, so that's perfect. Less is not more when you're cooking chicken. There we go, and see all this yummy cheese? We are going to use that to top this in just a minute. We're going to let that sit there just for a second. All right, so back to the macaroni and cheese. We're going to check this out. And I'll probably make sure it's got enough seasoning in it. I could definitely use a little pepper. And you can also add bacon to this, cubed up bacon. Sometimes people put peas in it, fresh peas or not fresh peas. Okay. We're gonna put a little dab will do you on there. Just like that. And then we're gonna make our salad. Take over here. Nice and fluffy. See how this is just so lightweight. You don't really want to dress it in the bowl. It just weighs it down and it gets soggy. So we're going to come in here with our little topping, and then when you mix it around, it's absolutely delicious. And of course, cannot forget our little cheese splurge, the Parmesan and Reggiano all over the top of it. And of course, the avocado's in there, so Chad's going to be happy. Whoopsie. Yummy, yummy. All right, so we got our salad. And we're going to come over here. And I always cut this in like slivers. That way, a serrated edge knife will work. This knife will work, but if it's, it's going to cut through it a little bit better, I think. And do little slivers. And then we're going to arrange it really pretty on the plate. And if you can let it sit there for a couple minutes, the cheese will get a little bit more firm. I'm going to try to pick this up without having a catastrophe. There we go. And then just fan it out just like that. Clean up the plate a little. And then we're going to take our little cheese, because we're not going to let that go to waste, and do like a little yummy pile of it right there, which is going to be delicious. All right. So here we have our chicken, macaroni and cheese, and our delicious homemade vinaigrette salad. Now we are going to taste this and see how we did. So we still have the cheese in here. Granted, some of it fell out, but there's still plenty in the middle. And remember, season the inside and the outside of it. And the chicken's very tender. Especially when you beat it out like that, you make it wonderful. And then the macaroni and cheese. That's really good. It's not quite as sharp as the cheddar, but it's got a great flavor. And of course, Buddy knows that food's ready, so he comes over here because he thinks that he's going to get some of it. And the dressing's very good. The mustard added a really nice hint of salt and sharpness to it. And don't forget, if you want this spicy, put some pepper flakes in there, anything. Bacon, other kinds of tomatoes, the bigger kinds, the yellow ones, all the fancy things, radishes, everything. But here you have your meal. If you're going to do keto, which the chicken is completely keto, don't use the macaroni and cheese. Roast some vegetables, anything you want. You may use this. The salad is 100% keto friendly, and it's definitely filling with all the vegetables and the yummy things that go into it. But that's it for today. And if you have any questions or you would like to contact me, it's joDee.jeans@gmail.com, or you can come see me at Ippy's Restaurant in Rocky Mount, or hit me up on Facebook at joDee Thomas Jeans. We thank you so much for watching, and all the comments and the wonderful things that people have been saying, and the shares. We like the shares on YouTube. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel so we will get more hits and more people will see our show. Thank you so much and have a great day.
joDee's Kitchen is brought to you in part by the Harvester Performance Center. World-class entertainment year-round. Harvester Performance Center, downtown Rocky Mount. Visit harvester-music.com.
Are you looking for great food and entertainment? Ippy's Restaurant is the place to be. We have been serving local communities since 1919. With made-from-scratch entrees and specialty dishes like our famous Oyster Rockefeller, smoked prime rib, and hand-carved filet mignon, we have a great selection of menu items that are all made to order for your everyday dining or special occasions. We also offer private rooms, catering services, and have a wonderful assortment of local bands that play in the lounge. Ippy's Restaurant and Lounge, 1760 North Main Street, Rocky Mount.